Maybe because of the privileges I enjoy, I have the opportunity to choose the kind of shifts I want to work in. But someone might not have it like that. And so when that
Exactly.
person is able to show up in church at least as many times as possible in a
As
month,
possible,
yes, the
yes.
person should be encouraged. Yes, and we shouldn't be side eyeing the person. But sorry,
Yeah.
yes.
Welcome to Ray Talks Podcast, a podcast that reflects on the global Ghanaian society, the people, and their lifestyle. With your host, Raymond. We are happy to have you join us. Welcome back to the Ray Talks Podcast. I am here with my wonderful guest, Miss Maya, Prophet Daniel, and then Yesu Christo. So I will let them introduce themselves. Miss Maya is my right-hand person, which you already know. So I'll let Prof and Yesu introduce themselves.
Okay. So thank you once again for the warm introduction. And my name is Daniel Jedman. By God's grace, I'm a prophet, I'm a music artist, I'm also a writer. And I believe in nothing but the truth of God, and I stand for the truth of God. And I live in Hamburg. I'm a Ghanaian. I'm looking forward for a very beautiful discussion tonight. God bless everybody for joining tonight.
Great. So, Yesu, can you also?
Okay, my name is Janet Fojo Nimo, and my name on TikTok is Yesu Christo Ahoma. So I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm a Christian, and I'm a new radio presenter on Prekese Radio. I'm a trumpeter. I am a church worker, and I love Jesus Christ. I'm privileged to be on this platform today. Thank you so much, Ray, for giving me this wonderful opportunity, and thank you all for being here to listen to us.
Great. Thank you very much. Yeah. So today is yet another episode on the Real Talks podcast. We are gonna talk about religion. The topic for the day is inside religion. Yeah. There are so many religions that we can talk about. There are so many religions, and in this world as we have come to be, I think we don't always do without religion. We can't do without religion, whether we like it or not. It's part of us, and this is why I think it is something that we also need to talk about. Yeah. So we won't waste much time. Sorry, we will just go on with it. Since we have a prophet here, and also Yesu Christo is a member of the church, and I mean, they are doing very well, respectively. We will start with them, and I'll ask this question. I think of late there has been lots of arguments with people going like, "Oh, religion is not really that important. We are suffering with religion." Everything that we are saying now, we are relating it to we the Africans, like Ghanaians to be specific. Religion has hurt us a lot. Religion has done this, has done that. I want to ask, do you think religion has hindered our growth as a nation? I'll start with Prophet on this one.
Wonderful. Thank you for the opportunity. Basically, we have to go back to what the definition of religion is. Religion is a belief or a system of, situations or places where people go and understand what God really is. I mean, it has to do with, it could be a God or it could be anything. People have so many perspectives of understanding it. But I think the most important thing we should understand is it's a belief, or a worship that a group of people might understand, might pick up from a perspective. And this is one thing Ghanaians personally, or should say, have a problem with. They don't really have a flow in the right direction. We are always different dimensions. We are sometimes the different Muslims and Christianity, and there's always a conflict because we don't understand the real definition of it. If any of us will stay in line with what we believe, I think there will be a lot of progress in both sides. Because at the end of the day, we want peace. If we get to understand the purpose of religion, and worshiping the deity or the belief that you see it's something that you connect with, you are careful with how you do your thing, because whoever that you trust in has a particular rule and regulations you should oblige in. And according to how I understand, every religion have at least something to do with belief, to do with unity and peace. So if there is a proper understanding of our various religions, definitely there should be peace amongst both sides. Yeah.
Okay, so you give us the true definition of religion and what it really entails. So do you think it has hindered our growth as a nation? Do you think it has?
Yeah, that's actually okay. Let me put it this way: Christianity. Okay, I don't want to be biased, but fine. We want to make it more general.
Yeah.
But I believe it's been a little hindrance because of how it's been understood. There's a misunderstanding, between the lines of religion. Because if, for instance, Muslims, let me just use this case as an example. If Muslims were fully concentrating on what they have, and just avoiding all these other sides that create conflicts, Christians will also probably do the same. But now it's like it's becoming a problem between these parties and also with our normal living, because we seem not to have the real balance of life because of this little, issues with church. Sometimes we have to go to church all the time, and sometimes there is no proper, theology from the clergy for people to understand what they're supposed to be doing in the church. So it's like there is a lot of hindrance. I can say there is a lot of impedance that is restricting the church or the whichever religion that is in Ghana, to move on. I believe it is time we rise up to get some proper order to get it right. I'll come back to it again.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Yesu, if I ask, what do you think? Do you think it has hindered the growth of the nation, like religion?
Okay, so religion has had more of a positive impact on every nation that's been introduced to than a negative one, because religion has had it's one of the arms of unofficial arms of government that is used to regulate people. Necessarily, I'd say it's one of the spiritual arms of governments that is used to regulate how people should behave. Most of the acts in the constitutions were coined from the Bible, and so religion has not, in a massive way, hindered development in wherever it has been introduced to. It is the perception or the understanding of the people in the countries it has been introduced to that has had a negative effect on that place. So religion in itself, the mother religion, has not had any negative influence anywhere. It is how the people is being introduced to receive it, harbor it, and get to understand it. Religion in itself is one of the finest gifts of nature that we have received.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
One of the finest gifts of nature that we have received. If this is one of the finest gifts of nature that we have received, Miss Maya, then why do you think the youth in particular these days are bringing that kind of protest that religion is why we as Blacks are not moving forward?
For me, I wouldn't say religion is the problem. It's not the problem, but it's how people perceive it.
You've heard that kind of comments.
Yeah. It's how you spend your time. in as much as I say we all do believe in God, there is time for everything. There is time for work and there is time to worship God. So in a way, I wouldn't waste all the time in church. When it's time for me to go to church, I would. When there is time for me to go to work, I would. This is the situation whereby we are spending more time in church than literally working, especially in Ghana. You see people going to church like from Monday to Sunday, where they should be working to get it. Monday to Friday, Monday to whatever day, you should be working. If it's Sunday, if it's Wednesday, yeah, do what you have to do. But the case whereby you're spending all the days in church, that is where the problem is.
Okay.
So if people are saying religion is the problem, it's actually not the problem, but it's how so when it's time to go to church, just go. When it's time to work, we work. Like Abuchi, we all know. So during the weekdays, we work. Sunday, we go to church. So why can it not be the same way?
Okay. I think that's fair enough. Speaking of Abuchi Hayewi, we will connect it to the Ghanaians in the diaspora. Yeah, we will come there now. Do you think Ghanaians have the same attitude towards religion when they travel outside the country? I will start with Yusu on this one.
It depends on how the person was with, let me narrow it down to Christianity. If the person was a good Christian in Ghana, a very good Christian who had a beautiful relationship with our Lord Jesus Christ in Ghana, nothing would change if the person travels outside. If the person had a shaky or not so solid foundation in Christianity in Ghana, it will become worse when the person travels. Abrochi ha ye we yenye to kwai say ye baba be pesika. Inti, if you don't find a fine balance between work and time to go to church, work will take every time of yours because so it's dependent on you to find a fine balance between working hours and going to church on Sunday. At least be in church one of these days. The whole week, find one time and be in church to worship your Maker.
Okay, great.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. What will you add to that one? Do you think we have the same attitude towards religion when we travel here outside the country?
Yeah, basically, I think, as I said earlier on, it has to do with the clergy. If, you don't have a good leader who directs you what to do or direct you the right information you need to receive, you will be misformed or misinformed. You wouldn't get the right information that you need to understand, which will give you the foundation you need to be a Christian, perhaps, because being a Christian definitely is not the problem, but how you become the Christian and what kind of attitude you play doing your Christian ethics or how you move. And this carries you along wherever you go. You come to Europe, the system here depicts for you how to behave, how to, whatever I say, you have to follow the instructions and do as it is. And if you didn't have a better foundation in Africa or in Ghana before you traveled, you would definitely have the problem of how to, fit in the system. And this, of course, if you get frustrated, you get depressed. And when it continues, of course, you lose your balance and you begin to, most people that came were Christians or perhaps were very good Christians in Ghana as they were new in Ghana. But since they came here, things have changed. And I know it's because of the system here and because of how they were brought up or how they grew in their religion, let me put it this way. So it's necessary that we know that the system here is different, and that is why people find it difficult to climb. Because, like in Ghana, when you're in Ghana, you're more like in school. You are schooling to learn how to become a better Christian, and sometimes we don't know that whatever we are learning from there, we're going to use it somewhere else one day. But when we come here, the principalities and demons here are very, very strong. So you would definitely have to find a way to overcome all these things. I mean, you have to sometimes, if you're not lucky, you have documents, for instance, and you have to do from the scratch. This is the circumstance you need to go through. I mean, those are enough demons. The stress with documents alone is a whole demon on its own that we need to tackle. So it's actually, as from the beginning, the hindrance that attached to it has to do with the clergy. The clergy is the pastor, understand, all the those that lead you to the right direction. If they don't give you the right doctrine, the right spirituality, the mindset, you would definitely think it's on a silver platter, and you would expect that you just sit back and pray, or you just put your hands together and pray, and everything happens in the magic and let jiffy. But it's a lot of work, So as I said, it's not really a hindrance, but the problem is with our mindset, and how we address the situation. Because everywhere you go, you have to carry yourself on. You need to have, you can't carry the same mindset from Ghana to Europe. It won't work. You have to double it or triple it, or and this is where we need to start to communicate from. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So I think, in short, I believe most of us, we don't have the same attitude that we used to, or that we had when we were back home in Ghana as compared to here. We don't really have this. And I know lots of people that, let's level it to the church, Christianity again. Lots of people that have refused to go to church one way or the other. And sometimes when you ask, they are kind of annoyed with the fact that, probably he or she is working on Saturday night, or sometimes even Sunday, and for that reason can't go to church. But then the clergy or pastor or some of the elders of the church, they refuse to understand these things. How do you think we should deal with that, Miss Maya?
You see, we all traveled like Jesus Christ said, you to quite say miska, you get it. So if somebody cannot make it to church every Sunday, at least the person is trying, and that's so about maybe twice in a month. The person is actually trying. We work on rota basis. So if, for example, that Sunday I have to work and I'm not able to come to church, and you see me, why do you need to come to church? And I say, I had to go to work. I don't see that should be a problem. The fact that I'm trying to be there when I cannot should tell you, say, it's not like I'm literally avoiding to come to church. But because of work, and I won't be able to make the 4 Sundays or the 5 Sundays in the month. So to me, I don't think that should be a problem. But if you should see me in church 2, 3 times in a month, I'm trying. So
Let's see. Yes, what will you add to that? You have something to say, Constable?
Yes. Miss Maya mentioned that we have like a duty roster or a work schedule. So I was offered to work on Sundays and have Mondays off. I said no. I want to work from Monday to Saturday and have Sundays off. We always have a choice. And if we are looking for excuses, we would find 1,001 not to make it to church service. But if someone has by the grace of God, I do not have some of the excesses people have, so I have a little free space to do certain things that I can. But if someone is not enjoying some of the things, privileges I'm enjoying, and the person has to work from Monday to Sunday and is able to make it at least 2 times in a month, the person is trying. So the best way the best thing for the clergy or the church people to do is to call and check up on the person. Check up on the person, because for someone to put in an effort to come to church, especially it's a lot of work. At times it's very cold. At times you don't feel like going out because of certain things, issues you are dealing with, certain things you can't talk to anybody about. You see, so people go through a lot, and it is difficult to discuss some your issues with somebody and not find it on TikTok being discussed another day.
Exactly.
So yes, so people go through a lot. So when you make it to church, at least as much as they can, even though we should try as much as possible to avoid the excuses, we should encourage them to do better.
Encourage them to do better.
When you said people trying to make excuses or make excuses not to go to church. In some companies, it's not like you've been offered.
Okay.
You know, you are not offered. The way the rota rotates, that is how you might end up having to work on a Sunday.
That's right.
So to me, I literally don't agree with you.
Yes, so that's why I quickly said, I quickly chipped in that maybe because of the privileges I enjoy, I have the opportunity to choose the kind of shifts I want to work in. But someone might not have it like that. And so when that person is able to show up in church at least as many times as possible in a month, yes, the person should be encouraged. Yes, and we shouldn't be side-eyeing the person. Yes.
Most jobs over here are not that flexible. Most of them, and we know. Prof, what can you add to this one?
Basically, what my sister saying are true. But one of the things we need to remember is that before you travel, you should know where you're going. I mean, you don't have to just be on the plane without proper education. That's one of the mistakes we've been doing. We travel without proper knowledge, or let me say the only mindset we travel with is we want to make money. I mean, the question is, okay, the money you're going to make, who is the one who enables you to make that money?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand me? That is one of the most important things we need to ask ourselves before we even be on the plane or try to even work to get inspiration to work on the document. Because people can really get inspired to work on getting their visa and everything. I know somebody who is really doing everything he or she can to get whatever he needs to travel, but he's not really thinking who is actually enabling him to get the strength, yet alone. Because one of the things I've noticed is that we don't seek. I mean, if I have to be spiritual, I mean, the topic was religion. That's why I'm being a little bit careful how I, so it doesn't become like I'm only being for the Christian side, but I would just speak for that people. That's where I am, If you're doing something and you don't seek permission from God, of course, know that you're on your own then, and you expect nothing but a wrong end, because you're not doing based on what God wants you to do. And the thing is, God has given everybody his will. We have our own will. Now, even from the Garden of Eden, he gave Adam and Eve their own will. Even rather than creation, he gave them their own will to decide whether to eat the fruit or not. Let me be a little bit theological here. Now, the tree that God allowed Adam and Eve to see or to witness was just because he wanted to see how responsible they were in the midst of things. I mean, he created everything for them to manage. That was the purpose of the creation in the beginning. He gave them the essence of everything. That's why he created everything before he allowed them to be in the garden alone to see how they manage things. Now, sometimes you want to go for a job. You want to get a job. For instance, if you get a job, your boss can test you to see if you are capable of being a manager of that job. Sometimes he has a way he tests all the other people to try. Before somebody gets a promotion, you are tested. There are so many things you'll be doing, but you wouldn't know you've been tested. And according to how I understood the Bible, that from the beginning, he tested Adam and Eve to see if they are able to sustain the garden without touching that tree. And of course, they could not sustain it. And that's where the fall came. And it goes for everybody. We all have our own will to make our own decisions. And if you decide to only make money because you want to travel and continue to make money, or you want to buy your ticket and things and get out there and still make money with that mindset, even though your foundation in Ghana was Christianity, then of course you are going to have a lot of errors here. of course, you're going to take any option that comes because you're just here to make money. And this is where the enemy finds a way to chip into. I'm not being, spare my words. I mean, if I'm wrong, we are here, we cannot talk about it. But that is true. If we come up here with that mentality, the enemy finds a way, he finds loopholes, because all what he does is to find loopholes in us to exploit. So when you travel with that mindset, knowing very well you were a deacon in Ghana, but you traveled here and you want to make money without remembering that it was a God who gave you that access to travel overseas, then the enemy will have a way. So he will tell you, okay, if you are here, welcome. He starts to give you orders. Okay, that there is a place called asylum, pretend as if their lies will begin. I'm not saying it's a lie. I mean, the fact that you need to be realistic here. Sometimes all these things are lies to bring you back on track after a while, like he did with the Israelites when they could have reached Canaan in a few days, but because of stubbornness, they reached Canaan all the same, but it took them time, and because of the insubordination. Do you understand me? It's the same way here. When you travel here, it's like you've gone beyond your limits. So you need to expect, you've gone at the extremity of your point, and you need God to take charge of that side to your further education or your further plans. But if you don't allow him, he will give you the access to do whatever you want. And at the end, you see most people suffer. You have to, what do you call it? You have to get through things that you know you shouldn't have been doing. You have to start to compromise your faith and be doing all kinds of things, hiding yourself. And it gets your time out of depression. You get so deprived. You feel dismayed. And you start to, that is why people, get worn out with their Christianity when they travel here. That's one of the main reasons. I mean, I can see it. I discern it. So it's one thing that we should realize. Let me just make it brief. Before you travel, you need to have knowledge where you are going, and after having the knowledge, assess your faith or your Christian faith to know where you are going or how you are going to know where you're going. Understand the place so that you don't just go because you want travel, but because you are inspired to travel overseas. What is it going to point? What's not to quite? What's the shit? Because you come with that mindset that okay, it's work 24/7. It's work. So your mind that you had in Ghana in church is definitely going to differ here. And the funny thing is, let me say this: people forget that church is like a psychological home. It's like a psychiatric hospital. I want to really be honest here. Going to church on Sunday is one of the greatest therapies people can.
That's right.
It's a therapy to go to church. Now listen to this. Apart from parties that people dress and go, where else can you dress to go? You can't dress anywhere. Well, sorry, show James actually. You're going to work, so you're not even. Your mind is not even anywhere else. So Sundays is like the sacred place God needs to meet us. But people don't get the picture. Some people try to be so historical with all kinds of things. So Sunday is not in the Bible, and then it's now, okay, if all these things were true, what should we do then? You need to go. You have to hear good music. You need to feed your spirit with somebody to speak to you. You need to render some services at different places, spiritual services. Ushering department, find some cleaning in the church. Get involved. And another man what being that form. You understand me? Anyway, we'll come back to it again.
So the church is some kind of therapy for us. Personally, I love music. I like listening to music at church personally, and I want to become a trumpeter one day. But Yesu is denying me that. She doesn't want to teach me. I want to become a trumpeter. She's not. Anyway, so per what I'm hearing, it means money shouldn't be the ultimate goal when we travel here. We should know we are here because of someone. We are here because someone allowed us. I will ask this. Is religion our ultimate goal in life as humans? Is religion our ultimate goal? Yes, can you tell us something about this?
All right, so when I narrow it down once again to Christianity, we were redeemed to serve our Lord Jesus Christ till the end of time, till we meet him again, or till I can't say. That's right. And so as we are waiting for him to come and redeem and rapture us away, there are bills for us here to pay. So we find a balance. Religion is Christianity is the end goal. That when Jesus Christ comes, that when
So sorry, like the end goal as in the ultimate.
Yes, the ultimate goal of all time, the ultimate goal of humanity is to have a life after the afterlife.
Okay.
The ultimate goal of humanity is to have a life after the afterlife. We all believe in death. We would all one day not be here. And we the Christians believe, and it is certain, there's a proof in the good book that when you are no more, you are going somewhere. And that decision depends on the kind of life you live here. And so have it at the back of your mind that you are here. As you are here, you live a good life here. Endeavor to enjoy your life on earth here. But don't miss out on the opportunity to build a good home for you when you are no more here. Because at the end of everything, everybody will have an end.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So it's the ultimate goal.
Yes, sir.
Maya, what will you say to that? Do you agree?
I wouldn't say it's the ultimate goal because religion has caused a lot of problems. We know Christianity and Islam, in a way, it's causing a lot. Christianity is telling Islam people to believe. Islam is telling Christianity to believe their God and all that. So me personally, this is my personal opinion. It's not the ultimate goal, but we can all believe in God. At the end of the day, we believe in one creator. We believe in one creation. But it is not the ultimate goal for me because it's brought a lot of confusion, a lot of distractions. Yeah, share what's going on in Israel and Palestine now. It's the same thing. It's the same religion that is causing these problems. So I wouldn't say it's the ultimate goal.
Okay. Prophet, can you come in for us?
Okay. So, interested. Now, I want to be just liberal for every side, religion, okay? All irrespective of whichever religion you are attached to. I'm sure even in Hinduism, you need to pay some homage or respect to your
deity
before you travel. I mean, before you seek other perspective elsewhere. You understand me? Similarly, they all worship a supreme being. I'm bringing that somewhere. You definitely have to go through some routines of understanding and protocols before you make some decisions. I don't want to bring it only to Christianity. I mean, I'm a Christian, I have to be honest, but I'll just make it very basic. It's important to know that before you ever leave your confines or leave your restrictions to a place where you think can have greener pastures, you should know by now that it is not an easy journey to embark on. As a matter of fact, there are so many things you're supposed to be expecting to meet on your way. You will definitely have to keep your supreme being in your spirit, making sure that he inspires you to do what you do, because you need to be strong. Because the powers that you meet when you come to the new place, with respect to other people you're going to come across with, those that are going to be envious of you, some people that don't know you but will be fighting you, it all, affect your energy. So you need to embark on, that kind of mindset that will build you up, your inner man, so that you are always ready. This is why Christianity, we say spiritual awakening. You need to connect with the Supreme Being, God Almighty, to give you that inspiration. So every day you'll be inspired, because every single day comes with its own circumstances or consequences, and you should be ready to face every day. We travel like soldiers. The journey we've embarked on, it's like we are on the battlefield, and we need to have at the back of our minds that it won't be easy. For me, I stand on the faith that Christianity, of course, the ultimate goal, but irrespective of that, every other religion needs that kind of same mindset, because every religion have their own beliefs. At the end of the day, they all believe in death, but some believe in reincarnation. For instance, Hare Krishna, they believe in reincarnation, but it does not change the fact that we will all leave one day. You don't tell me. So before you leave, before you depart from the earth, you should understand that whatever that will cause you to go should bring joy. There should be something that you should benefit before you depart. So anything that will bring you sorrow, anything that will bring you stress, you're trying to avoid it. Now, when you travel to Europe, the circumstance you face, overwhelming. So you need to find the right room or the right place to find shelter, find peace. According to my Bible, Holy Bible, Christianity, Psalm 91:1 says, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of God Almighty." Okay, I'm just being practical. It means that if I know I travel and there's going to be so much trouble for me, my Bible want to make me understand I need to cleave to somebody who will give me strength, who will give me peace. Okay, so I can't leave my confines in Ghana, come up here and try to do my own things, forgetting that there is somebody who will hold me together, who will hold me when I'm sad, who will hold me when I'm troubled. So when you leave this person, which shadow are you going to dwell under? The sun is going to scorch you to death. That's why many people have left that sunshine, they've left that shelter, and they are doing their own thing because they believe that, okay, I was powerful in Ghana when I came here, so even if I don't go to church, I can still pray. Now the Bible says, when 2 or 3 meet in my name, I'm there. Okay? Unity is very important. Being part of a unit is very necessary. Okay, let's make it practical. Let's make it a different way. Let's assume the church is not for God, okay? It's a place we meet and chill. You need people around you. When you get to those jobs and you get stressed and depressed and everything, your boss try to nerf you and things, you have to find a group of people you can relate with, to go to them, to talk to them, and, get some music going on, do something new in your life, around people you already know, communicating your language. That's why parties and all these things are very beautiful. But at the end of the day, we don't feed the body. The most important thing, religion has to do with spirits anyway. If you want to talk about religion, the Supreme Being, we say religion has to do with spirits. You can never see a Supreme Being with your eyes. It's spiritual things. So if you want to talk about
religion, you have to believe. That's what you mean.
Exactly. Believe and trust in a deity that, of course, you've not seen, but you connect with. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's important to always have that mindset that, okay, in my pursuit, I need to connect with, my higher deity or my Supreme Being, so that you know where you are targeted, where you are weak, you know where you tap your strength from. You understand? If you don't do all these things, of course, if you get to a point, you will break down, because if you are a phone and your battery is weak, of course, you can't function. It doesn't matter how powerful your phone is, you can't function. That is why it's important religion is taken seriously.
Okay. Thank you very much, Prophet. Lovely listeners and viewers, this is still being the Real Talks podcast show. We are talking about religion. The topic is inside religion. Now, we're going to look at some of the merits and demerits, some of the benefits which we've gotten from religion, and if you think it has also hurt us in some way, you can also give, you can also tell us. So we'll start with Miss Maya. Miss Maya, what do you think are some of the benefits that we've had, and also demerits, if there are any?
Some of the benefits that we've had from religion, we all know a lot of these churches have built schools, hospitals that people are benefiting from. So in a way, it's one of them. It's created an like job opportunities. Education-wise, it's given a lot to people. So that is some of the merits. And when we come to the demerits, I would also say that it has exposed people to some sort of material lifestyle because people don't really care about life anymore.
I do really get that.
Care about life or the afterlife because they've got a belief, they don't believe in the afterlife. That is one of the demerits that I can come about or I can think of. Unlike before, we believe that, oh yeah, there was life after death. But now, a lot of people don't believe in that.
So per what you're saying, are you trying to say there was nothing like that and we thought there was something like that? I don't really get you.
There is something like that. But nowadays, people do not believe in the afterlife.
Okay, so okay, I get it. Yusun,
Yes, sir.
what are some of the merits and demerits that you think?
Yeah, so I think some of the merits are it puts people in check. There are the 10 commandments to guide every Christian life, and it's able to curb some of the excesses people have. And so Christianity, I want to narrow it down to Christianity. I've not been in any other religion before, so I'm able to better speak on Christianity. Christianity as a religion has been a gift to whoever it has been introduced to. And one of the disadvantages is when religion or Christianity is done extremely. It's when it's done extremely that people are given doctrines that are under the umbrella of Christianity but has nothing to do with Christianity. And the people is introduced to, unfortunately, do not have first-hand experience with the Bible. And so they are being swayed off to do things they think is practicing Christianity, but it is not. Religion, other religions, or so I don't sound biased, religion has introduced or incited wars. As Miss Maya was saying, the Israelites and Philistines are currently fighting because of religion. They were told a particular part of a land is for them, and they are still dragging it up till now. It has caused war, people have died, and that. If there was no religion, probably there will be no wars. But it goes hand in hand. Religion has helped majorly when it is done the right way. And it has been a great disadvantage when it is done extremely. A lot of people are extremist religious people. They do some those who do the carry bombs and bomb themselves because of wanting to pay homage to their religion are the extremist religious people. People do amazing things because they are religious people. They are Christians. Some organize health screenings to support the less privileged. I wouldn't want to say poor, the less privileged people, and they do that in respect to the Christian religion. The Muslims also do give and bless people in respect to their beliefs in the religion. So religion should be considered as one of the positive instruments that has a great influence in society. It is just a few crazy people who have made religion look like a very ugly and a dirty painting because of how they practice their religion. But religion in itself is a very beautiful gift of nature to humanity to make our life on earth a beautiful experience. Religion, when practiced well, is one of the finest things anybody can experience.
Okay. I remember telling someone, I think religion has really regulated our lives as humans.
That's right.
Like when it comes to the moral aspect, religion has put us in the right direction.
That's right.
Like you mentioned the 10 Commandments and stuff. We read lots of things in the Bible that really puts us in the right direction, because you do not want to do this because you know the consequence, blah blah blah. And the person was also like, but before religion, our forefathers knew the good and the bad. We were told, do not take what doesn't belong to you and all that, blah blah blah. So when you say this, I don't get you, blah. Anyway, that was just one thing. Prof, what are some of the merits you give us?
Well, yeah, merits and demerits. Good. So I would say, religion has given people the access to trust in a source. Do you understand? It's necessary to, all our being, it's just by some grace. You understand? Even if you believe in nothing, there is somebody who's looking after you. There is somebody who's watching you all the time. If you have no belief, just check how the sun moving on its angles. You understand? There is a lot to thank somebody for, that has been taking care of you all as well. So it has given people some sense of belief and trust, because as a Christian or as a Muslim, when you feel so down or something, you know that if everybody else lets you down, you know who to talk to. There is somebody you pray to, so it's really it builds comfort and trust with that supreme being. And it also has generated a lot of social abilities and social development, let me say, amongst, fellow people, because of that, we get to gather places and have some programs and, join together and all that. It has also enhanced so many relationships, because when you meet somebody, you want to be with somebody, you somehow expect to hear whether the person is affiliated to some kind of belief or not. And it definitely helps enhance relationships, you understand? A Muslim can marry a Christian, it works, people can combat and all that. And I think it's there are some advantages and some disadvantages to it also is that has to do with the human aspect of us. Let me say the advantages and disadvantages have to do with the spiritual and the human aspect. As human as we are, we make mistakes. And sometimes some of the mistakes can carry us far away from the presence of God or from where we are supposed to be connecting to. For instance, a clergy can commit a very big crime or a scandal or whatever, and this scandal can just break his church immediately, or can destroy the faith of the people because people trusted in him or things like that, or forgot that he was just a human, the human part of him, I say. God's affected. And of course, when you get in that realms, the devil gets you and he begins to use you for his pleasure. At a point in time in the Bible, the devil tried to do the same to Jesus. He tried to tamper with his human aspect. When Jesus fasted for 40 days, obviously he was very, very hungry. So the devil wanted to tempt him because he knew the weakness he was in there. But he forgot that the spiritual aspect of Jesus was more stronger than the physical. The devil watches us every day. He walks with us every day. He knows our weakness. He knows our strength. He could discern and know that Jesus Christ was very, very tired and hungry at the desert. And of course, there was nothing to eat or find to eat. So he was very hungry. So he came there telling the you say, we don't buy it, and we put it every day, And the Bible says, what did Jesus Christ tell him? Man shall not live by bread alone. That was where the devil noticed that, I've tampered with the spiritual part of this man. He's not just an ordinary person. So it's how it is. The devil always tries to tamper with the physical part where he knows he can easily get us. But we're forgetting that the spiritual part is being fed with the word of God. Because that's what Jesus gave him. He gave him the word. So yes, so there are some disadvantages there. And one other thing I've also noticed is that it has brought so many divisions. that brought so many divisions in this world, unfortunately, because everybody wants to be the boss, so it's unfortunately like that. And of course, if Christians probably, let's say, are the best or whatever, there should be a proper way of addressing it. But sometimes we don't also find the right way, the right inspiration, the right method to address the issue. Muslims right from nowhere start to kill Christians in places. It's just because of their superiority. Everybody want to feel superior in there. Like what is happening in Israel and Hamas and all that, Gaza and things like that. It's just because of these beliefs anyway. So you probably don't know the tendency of this discussion, but it's a very deep discussion. It was a discussion that got me so much. I was thinking so bright because I knew that there was so much involved in it. There's a war going on right now that is still pending. It's because of religion.
Yeah.
Israelites are Christians. What do you call it? The Christian side of the Jacob. I mean, the name of Jacob was Israel. There's the Jacob Asphodel. And Esau, Spartans, these Palestinians and all that, And it was something the Bible prophesied. The Bible spoke about it, and it's happening for real. So it's there are so much disadvantages to say, but we pray that God Himself will intervene some way, somehow, and use any of us to to bring restoration to the world. Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think our time has passed already. It's been a very wonderful conversation. I don't know if any of you have some last words since the time is already passed.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So it was okay. Let me start. Yeah. So I just want to briefly say that let's unite. This world is full of so many wonderful things. We should not be one-sided in our thinking. It's beautiful to have diversity sometimes, but one thing I will be rest assured, tell everybody tonight is let's focus on one thing. If you want to trust in God, trust in God. If you don't trust in God, don't act like you trust in God. Let Him know your stand. At the end of the day, it is you. I want to join you about it. It's you and you alone that stand before whoever that you believed. That's decision between you and your deity. So we should not allow this to deter us from loving each other, trusting each other. Religion has no sense of these things. We should unite because you may never know where your destiny helper is.
Okay. Great. You never know where your destiny helper is. Yes, Christo.
Yes. I am a Christian. I have friends who are Muslims. I try to tell them about Jesus Christ, but I don't impose it on them. Everybody has been influenced from their childhood up till now. The reason why I'm a Christian is I was introduced to Christianity by my parents, and I've come to taste and see that Christianity is a good thing. Those who are Muslims and join other religions were influenced when they were growing up as children, and so it will not be easy to quickly draw them to what I believe. And so we should, if I believe Christianity is the way, and anyone else who also believes Christianity is the way and wants to bring other people on board should take it slowly, should take baby steps with whoever he or she wants to bring into Christianity, so that it wouldn't cause friction between whoever and you.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Miss Maya, your last words, please.
Thanks, everyone. And I would also say religion is all about peace. It's all about working with God. It's all about believing in God. So let's all try and work together as one people so that we can have peace in this world.
Let's all work together as one people so we can have it's all about peace.
That's right.
Yeah. So once again, I'll thank the listeners and viewers for joining today's episode. This is the Real Talks podcast, and then this podcast is available on all the platforms: Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and YouTube as well. You can check out the links on my bio, and it will redirect you to all the platforms. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Thank you.
I hope to have you all next time. Thank you for being a part of this episode of the Ray Talks podcast. Kindly support us by subscribing and sharing to family and friends. See you next time.